In this module, we'll look at the process of conducting and recording a creative brief in order to generate the information needed to produce a label that meets all of the design, brand, production and delivery requirements. The first thing to identify is the product or packaging to which the label will be applied. In this instance, we're looking at a 250 milliliter bottle of fresh orange juice. A keyline is required to fit the product packaging, in some cases provided by the customer, but in many created by Paragon. A keyline is a precise outline of the label to which the artwork is added. This determines the size and shape of the label and is used as a template to create the cutter. With a new product, it's most likely that a new keyline will have to be produced. For range extensions, the keyline will already exist. Utilization of existing keylines and correct sizing of new keylines reduces waste. An existing keyline will mean that we may have an existing cutter we can utilize, saving cost and time. Once the keyline is approved, the standard times for cutter manufacture are 2 days for magnetic and 5 days for rotary. The appropriate type of adhesive and substrate to be used will be determined by several factors: the product, its packaging process, the intended use, and the storage conditions where issues such as heat, cold, damp or product contaminant levels must be considered. For example, some products will require synthetics to be used in damp environments, or repositionable adhesives where there are problematic applications. Special features may be required, such as reverse printing, perforations, lamination or embossing. Labels may also be required to be transparent to permit the product to be seen. With established brands, it's very important to have a thorough understanding of the brand guidelines in order to maintain brand identity. Pantone references, being selected here from a Pantone book, ensure the printed color matches that chosen by the customer and are used as a reference throughout the life cycle of the label. Although the brief may be conducted with a retailer, it's vital to establish who the product suppliers are, so Paragon can determine how the supplier's production processes may impact labeling specification and performance. For example, it's essential to determine whether the labels are to be applied by hand or machine, and what the finished label specification will be taking account of, the maximum reel diameter, and how the labels are to be wound for each product supplier. Having established the design and format of the label, it's then essential to determine the critical path to launch, including the number of sorts required if it's a range of product labels, the number of labels required for each sort, the file to printer date, the label delivery date, and the product launch date. The data obtained during the briefing is recorded by the Paragon team and is used to instruct the studio for the next stage in the label production, the production of artwork.